everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dana, aka Blondie Knots here on YouTube. And if this is your first time here, I might look a little strange, but you have entered our Halloween specials of Crochet and Chat. So basically for 3 weeks in October, every Thursday, I am posting a Crochet and Chat and I am dressed up in a ridiculous Halloween costume just for you, the internet, all month long. So this week, I think everyone probably has a pretty good idea of who I am. Here's the wig in full effect. It's a little rough, don't mind the wig line here. To be completely honest, this costume didn't go exactly as I maybe saw it in my head. It's giving a little bit more Marge Simpson, I feel like, than it is giving Bride of Frankenstein, but nevertheless, we are Bride of Frankenstein, and I hope you enjoy today's costume. I'm so excited for next week. Next week's costume, I'm hoping, is gonna be my banger. I'm still waiting for it to come in the mail, so I haven't seen it yet, but I'm fingers crossed that it comes in the way I saw it in my head, and yeah, it can just really be the grand finale of these Crochet and Chat with a, let's say, a Halloween character. We'll call them Halloween characters. But I do hope you guys have been enjoying this series so far. I do hope that you enjoyed last week's Beetlejuice costume and that you are gonna enjoy this one too. I will show you really quick too. Look how cute these slippers are that I'm wearing right now. I got these at American Eagle. I posted these on my Instagram stories, and I probably had like 40 people ask me where they're from. So they're from American Eagle, and look at the Snoopy bows. So in case you were wondering what Bride of Frankenstein wears on her feet, that's what I'm wearing. So let me go over what I'm working on today. Also, if you're new here, basically all we're gonna do is we're gonna sit back, relax, work on a project together, talk about all kinds of things, crochet related, small business related, life related, all types of stuff, and just have a good time, really. That's all we're here for. Also, make sure in the comments you let me know what you're working on this week. I always love knowing what you're working on, and let me know how you're doing, of course. Most importantly, I love catching up with you guys in these Crochet and Chat videos. So let me know how you're doing. I'm doing really good over here today, besides the costume that I feel like didn't come out exactly the way I wanted it to. Specifically the eyebrows. If you can see, I did that technique where I like glued them down because they are supposed to be way more pointed. In the original film, hers really like point up in the tail section. So I wanted to point mine up and I just couldn't get that to work. So that really sucks, but you know, I did the best with what I could. I keep my eyebrows very short in the tail region anyway, so I feel like it's kind of working. It's giving the same idea. But anyway, all that aside, let me get right into my project and what I'm working on today. So this is a small stack of just black granny squares. I'll show you, very basic, regular granny square. I have right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's what I'm working on today, and I will be using Big Twist value yarn. Of course, you guys know I love that when I use an acrylic yarn. It is literally superior, so I will be using Big Twist value in the shade black, and I'm making as many of these 5-inch granny squares as I can. This will be in Monday's upcoming video. I think if everything goes as planned, it should be Monday's video. I think I told you guys last week I'm pre-filming a lot of these, so this is a little bit different for me. I usually don't pre-film this far in advance, but I had to for these particular videos. So yeah, we're working on an upcoming video that you will be seeing here soon. Honestly, funny enough, I haven't even really technically started the video that I am making these for, and I don't even know how many black granny squares I need. I'm just trying to kind of get ahead of myself, if you will, so by the time I need the granny squares, they'll already be done and it'll feel like a little reward, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. Nothing too fun today. Oh, I finished that wearable. I should show you guys from last time. That wool piece I was working on last time. Let me grab that really quick. I wanted you to see it, and then we'll get to like our actual Crochet and Chat part. I guess actually technically I could have just put in pictures because I'm gonna have to add photos anyway for you to really be able to see it. But I wore it this weekend, and so it is all finished, and this is how it came out. I think it's really cute. Like I said, I'll pop pictures up anyway. It's so soft, especially after I steam blocked it. Oh my gosh, this wool got so soft. Absolutely love it. Every part about this project I honestly really like. I do wish for the sleeves, I actually planned on doing them vertically instead of horizontally, if that makes sense. So building them out long ways, kind of the way we did the Taylor. Did I do the Taylor Swift dress that way? Maybe I didn't. I don't know that I've done sleeves that way before, but so they would mock like the way that the striping here goes. I kind of wanted them to do that on the sleeves too, and then I just forgot. By the time I was done with sleeve 1, I was like, oh, I was gonna do something different and then I didn't. So obviously I wasn't about to take apart all my work to redo it. So maybe I'll make another wearable at some point where the sleeves, when you have your arms down, will kind of just continue this pattern that's right here. So anyway, but I did want to show you this. It's like the perfect fall top, perfect fall colors. Absolutely love it. And all this yarn was gifted to me by Knitting Fever, who is my favorite company in the whole world. I absolutely love them. I work with them all the time, and this had nothing to do with them. It's just yarn they sent me. So I thought I'd let you know. All right, so got all my other squares here. I'm just gonna pop them aside and I will start working on this square. I'm also using a 5mm hook, and I have my Susan Bates grips on. Everyone always asks me about them. When I have them, they are the best thing ever. You can get a 2-pack at Joann for $5. Literally can't beat it. I put them on all of my aluminum hooks that don't have any kind of ergonomic aspect to them. I love this cape sleeve. Kind of like works as a blanket almost, so it's really comfortable. But anyway, what happened in real time in my neck of the woods is I just finished filming your guys's granny square unboxing. If you haven't seen those videos yet, go watch them. They were so much fun. Probably some of the most fun I've ever had filming ever. All the notes that people sent in with their squares was truly incredible. That was like, I mean, it was all my favorite part. It's so hard to say that one part is my favorite versus the other, but I don't know, something about those notes, guys, was like truly incredible. I will honestly say I had like a totally different talking plan going into this week's Crochet and Chat that was like basically almost all based on crochet, because if I'm being 100% honest, I feel like I scaled back a little bit on doing Crochet and Chat videos because I moved, obviously, and after posting my moving vlogs, I feel like my channel took a little bit of a hit, to be honest. I feel like the views on the videos weren't that good when it wasn't crochet related. Like, just overall, my engagement kind of tanked, it felt like a little bit. I mean, not really, honestly, like that's a very dramatic thing to say. The videos still performed pretty good, and I still feel like I did get a lot of comments, but in comparison to the crochet videos I was posting, they just weren't performing well. I kind of got it in my head that like, okay, people only care if you're talking about crochet. And so it kind of prohibited me from posting crochet and chats just mentally, because I was thinking like, if I don't have anything to say about a crochet project, nobody's gonna watch the video. I don't know, just reading through your notes and stuff just really helped me realize like, oh yeah, people are here because they like hanging out with me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a very weird concept to grasp when you make videos, that people just like click on the video and watch it because they enjoy spending time with you, or they enjoy the kind of content you produce, the things you say, the way you act, your mannerisms. That's why I watch people. So why wouldn't people watch me for that reason? It's very weird. It's a very weird battle in my head that I go through pretty regularly. I did purposely push myself out of my comfort zone to make 3 crochet and chats this month because I wanted to get back into the swing of doing them and connecting with you guys again, even if they aren't some of my best performing videos. Who cares? So anyway, long tangent, that your notes really inspired me to just be myself and know that I probably don't have to be a robot that only talks about crochet like it's the only aspect of my life and your life. That's such a silly thing, but just a little thing I was battling with, and I thought I would share with you guys. Like, I very much deal with all the same things that you guys who probably want to start a crochet channel as well probably battle as well. And like I said last week, the only thing I can say to you is just do it and go for it, because you just literally never know what's going to happen or what will come out of it. You might start a channel and then in 8 months from then, you'll be sitting in front of a camera dressed as a Marge Simpson looking Bride of Frankenstein. Sometimes life just takes you in that direction. So anyway,
that's me.
That's my thoughts of the day. Another thought of the day, I thought I would share this because I feel like a lot of people in the crochet community watch Gilmore Girls. And Gilmore Girls is something I've never watched before. I've never even seen an episode of it, a snippet of it. I don't know the characters. To be honest, I thought Gilmore Girls was a show about senior citizens. I thought it was Golden Girls. This whole time I was like, why is everyone so obsessed with Gilmore Girls, thinking it was Golden Girls? Whoops. So yeah, I did just start the first episode of Gilmore Girls the other night while I was making these squares. So I am about like, I think 1 or 2 episodes in, something like that. And it's okay so far. I think I need to get into it a little more. First seasons of shows can be a little bit rough sometimes, so I am gonna give it a little bit of time and see what happens. But I'm sure I will like it because everyone who I enjoy watching watches Gilmore Girls. So I want to be a part of that club. So yeah, that's one of the big exciting new developments in my life as I'm getting into Gilmore Girls. Let me know if you've watched it or you watch it and you enjoy it, or if you don't, I'd love to know. I love that there's no laugh track in it. I don't like shows that have a laugh track. Like, unpopular opinion, I don't like Friends. I don't like Friends at all. I don't think it's funny. Well, I shouldn't completely say I don't think it's funny. I have definitely seen funnier though. And some of the moments of that show I do actually think are funny. So, okay, I take it back. It's not totally unfunny. It's just not my favorite. I'm more of an office girly. Like, that's my go-to hee hee ha ha show. If I'm gonna put on a show just to laugh about, me and my husband love The Office. So that's kind of our show. Anyways, I do still want to go over topics you guys left. I just wanted to start it off with kind of my thoughts of what I was thinking about this week before filming this video. And I do write them in my phone just to kind of remember what I want to talk about later with you guys. So let me grab my phone and get some of the topics you guys had brought up. Oh, one more thing. Any of my friends on here who read books, I need good book recommendations. Mystery thriller books. Mystery thriller, please. That is like one of the only genres I really like to read, if I'm being honest. And I just read the worst book, and I can say the worst book, truly, I have ever read. I've never read a book I found more, like, is repulsive the word? Revolting? Everything. I don't know. If I can influence you to do one thing, I posted this on my Instagram story too, so my apologies if you already saw this, but if I could ever influence you to do one thing, it would be to not read the book Saving Noah. This is the book right here. I did this silly little thing where I just started reading it without even glossing over the contents of what the book will be or reading the back of the book, anything. I listened to it on Audible because I was crocheting while I was listening to it. I usually listen to books over reading them. I prefer to read them, but I usually end up listening because I'm always working. So I was listening to it. And wow, you know, it was one of those books that every time I stopped listening, I was in a bad mood. And so I feel like I was in like kind of a fog and a funk because of it, because I got to a certain point of the book where I was like, surely this is going to turn around. Surely there's going to change. Surely there's a twist we're not getting yet. And there just wasn't. There just was no twist. It ended up being just a very depressing book with a terrible ending. I don't like the message of the book. Half of the time I was mad. Half of the time I was like, what's going on? And it was just really weird. I have a monster today. Totally matches the vibe. But yeah, wow. So if you've read it, I'm sorry that you've read it. I'm sorry if you liked it and I'm bashing on it. I just couldn't like literally stomach the book. It was that bad and it's just disturbing. It's just really disturbing. I did finish it, however. I got through the whole thing because like I told you, kept waiting for the twist. The only twist in the book, I already figured it out in the first probably 3 chapters. I'm like, oh, this is totally gonna happen. And it happens at the end and everyone's like, oh my God, that's crazy. And I'm like, no, it isn't. Like, of course that's how they're gonna end this book. Whatever. So please, 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 pretty please, leave your fun book recommendations in the comments for me if you have any. I got a lot on Instagram of Frida McFadden, who I'm obsessed with. I've read like most of her books. A lot of the books people recommended to me I have read before. If you like thrillers though, my favorite book I have ever read is Behind Closed Doors. It is, of course I like Housemaid, all those books too, when those were going viral, but Behind Closed Doors is a book I hadn't really heard about too much. And I read it and I couldn't put it down. I literally couldn't put it down, and I read the physical books. I have the physical copy. Obsessed. It is definitely like a heavier book though, so don't get me wrong. It's not like a fun cutesy mystery. Like, no, it's heavy, but regardless, I did like the book, honestly. Okay, let me see here some topics you guys left me to talk about. I'm going to get a new phone today. I'm gonna go get the iPhone 16 Pro Max because I have the 12 Pro Max and I think it's like 4 or 5 years old now. I got it right when the 12 Max came out. I actually don't like getting new phones at all, but this phone is like on the fritz. And now that this is my job, like I need a phone that takes good quality pictures and stuff. I always have to use my husband's phone because he has a 15 and it takes way better photos than mine, but that's a tangent about who cares about electronics. Okay. Someone asked me what my favorite type of yarn is. Cotton, obviously. I talk about cotton all the time. I absolutely love it for everything, literally. But then for some projects, acrylic because it's cheaper. So it really just depends on what you're working on, my yarn preference. But I would say overall my go-to would be a cotton yarn, preferably like a 3-weight. One of the questions on here is favorite Halloween traditions. We'll go for that one first. I actually feel like I literally had one of the best childhoods growing up for Halloween. We had such a good trick-or-treat neighborhood, and we also just, like, my mom was so obsessed with Halloween, is still so obsessed with Halloween, and so she would go like all out for the house, decorating the house up top to bottom, no stone left unturned. And on top of that, we would go all out with our Halloween costumes. I had a group of friends who I'm still friends with, the 2 girls in that group. I still consider them to be my best friends. And we had a group of, so it kind of varied year to year, but about 6 to 8 of us was typically our group size. So imagine a group of 6 to 8. We almost always did a group costume. So we just had literally the best time as kids growing up doing these costumes. Like I would dedicate my entire life to figuring out our Halloween costumes and stuff. And we would like collect all the names of what we want to be together. And we'd have to like decide in a big group meeting. It was a really big, serious event, picking the costume of the year. One year we were Christmas carolers and we literally went around. Hold on, I need to make sure that this square is the right size because I'm not paying any attention. Oh, this is it. Okay, let me fasten off and start a new one. So we went around singing Christmas carols. I made little booklets of all the Christmas songs and we had like the fake snow on us and everything. And mind you, I grew up in Arizona, so it was so hot and we were walking around in wool sweaters. But growing up in Arizona, if I have any Arizona friends on here, you learn to brave the weather. Like it just is what it is. You're gonna be wearing a mask, you're gonna be sweating, and you're just gonna have to be okay with it because you gotta do it for the fit. So yeah, it was it's an experience to experience Halloween in Arizona as a kid. And you're thinking like, oh, you trick or treat at night though, it can't be that bad. It is though. It's just simply that bad. It's like probably 100 degrees or so Halloween night usually. Halloween is typically like the turn of the year for Arizona. So after Halloween, it kind of starts to cool down then. And I'm talking like in the 90s cool. Like that's what we're talking about cool. And then it'll get nice for a little bit, but whew, it's a hot one, Halloween is. So anyway, one year we did Christmas carolers. One year we were the nuns from The Town. If you've ever seen the movie The Town, the year that came out, we just had so much fun. And then the biggest thing I can remember about Halloween as a kid, and my biggest tradition that I still talk with my friends about, is that we would have a giant candy trade after trick-or-treating. My brother and I's house, we would host it. All of our friends would come after and we would all throw all of our candy out onto the floor and we would do trades. You know, there's always one person in the group that likes the Baby Ruths and nobody else likes them. So you're like, all right, I'll give you one Baby Ruth if you give me a Twix and that box of dots that are gonna rip my crowns straight out of my mouth. So yeah, everyone's got their preferred candy. And of course, the more years you do these, the more you learn what people like and you learn how to bargain for them. So yeah, it was so much fun. Honestly, being a kid and growing up in my neighborhood, I feel like I had such good Halloweens. And maybe that's why I feel like Halloween is so lackluster now as an adult, because you just don't have that like magic to the holidays anymore. Everyone says once you have kids, you get it back. But right now, as like an adult with no kids, it just isn't there. Hence why we're dressed up all month, because I feel like this is helping feel like a little more fun and a little more Halloween-esque. So anyway, yeah, next week too, I want to talk about my all-time favorite Halloween costume I had. And I think you'll understand why I'm talking about it next week if you've been here a while. I also hope some of you guessed in the comments of last week's video. It's not out yet, so I don't know. I hope you guys were guessing what I'm gonna be dressing up as moving forward here. And I really am curious to see if any of you are going to get my costume for next week. I feel like someone's gonna guess it, so we'll have to see. It'll be fun. And okay, with that, let's go on to another topic. I feel like I'm kind of jumping all over the place today, but I hope you guys don't mind a little bit of this and a little bit of that. All right, let's see another good question maybe in here. Okay, I'll make this one my last one because I got so many market questions, so that'll definitely be another crochet and chat video. But this other one I got, since we're already on the topic of Halloween, I got a question on what my favorite fall treat is. So honestly, I feel like I'm quite basic when it comes to what treats I like. I honestly try to not keep a lot of fun sweets and candies in my house, to be honest with you, even though I do love them. But probably my favorite fall treat I make is something I just started making last year. It's like this pumpkin cheesecake. I made it for my husband last year one weekend when we were just like hanging out watching football. I made it and it was so good. I wonder if I could find the recipe. I can link it for you if you're like looking for something to bring to like a fall gathering, or even if you just want to make it for your family. But it lasted us so long, and best part, it was so easy to make. So I'm gonna look for it. It's on my Pinterest and I will link it down below in case you want like a yummy pumpkin cheesecake if you are someone who likes pumpkin flavor. I honestly really do. I love like pumpkin coffee, pumpkin cheesecakes, all that kind of stuff. So this cheesecake was right up my alley. I also, every year, I make my husband Italian biscottis, but not the kind that look like this. I'll post a picture of the ones I make on here too. These are the ones I make. And this is a recipe I got from my grandma. She made these every single Christmas since I can remember. She has made these biscotti cookies. So I'm really glad I got the recipe from her. And I don't think I have any pictures of the ones I made like this before, but I always feel like they look like little ghosts. And so I put little googly eyes on them, not googly eyes, the edible eyes. I put the little edible eyes on them so they look like little ghosts, and I just feel like they're so fun. And the first year my husband brought them into his work, someone was like, who brought these in? Because these are cookies my grandmother used to make and I have not seen one in probably like 40 years. So I gave the recipe to this guy because it like made his day having these cookies, which is so funny. So I love doing that. I love baking and making a big quantity of stuff. I just have to give it away or else it just sits in my house and then we eat it, or inevitably I throw it away because I'm like, I can't have this around me anymore. So I love baking a bunch of stuff and then just giving it away. That's my favorite thing to do. I got into a really big bread phase when I first got my KitchenAid mixer. I was making so much bread and I had to stop that too because I was making bread, I was making bagels, I was making soft pretzels, and I love a soft pretzel. So yeah, I just like, I get into these huge baking phases and then I have to like kind of scale back a little bit or have someone to give it away to. And I didn't have anyone to give the bread to. So yeah, I kind of stepped back from bread for a little bit, but I feel like too, when fall comes around, it kind of inspires you to make all those things again. I love like a banana loaf. I love the Trader Joe's just banana bread mix. It's so good. I also have this really new, incredible country store here where I live. It's like it's an Amish owned country store, and I've been there a couple times now because they have really good sandwiches there, but they also have the best desserts you have ever had in your life there, and everything's made scratch, so it's just so good. Oh my gosh. I got my husband like these little blondie bars from there. My one friend, when he comes over, I go get these gluten-free cookies from there, these like monster cookies they have, because they have like oatmeal and what is it, M&Ms and stuff in them, and they're so good, but they're gluten-free so he can have them. So I always go get those for him. Like we've had quite a few things from there, and they make a like this pumpkin Swiss roll looking thing, and yeah, I'm gonna need to go get it and try it out because it just looks so good. I also just love those little family owned, or in this case Amish owned country store. It's just so cute. There's a lot of that kind of stuff around this area that I live in now compared to when I lived in like, you know, really like the heart of Washington DC. I didn't really feel like there was a lot of like cozy spots like that. Everything was kind of like chain restaurants, or I don't even remember bakeries to too much, to be honest. I did find like one Polish bakery I used to go to for Easter and stuff like that, but that was really it. So, oops, I'm going too far again with these squares. I'll close with this note. I found this new, where's my scissors? Oh, it's in my cape. I found this new coffee shop out here that I am in love with. The vibe is good, the drinks are good. Every coffee I've gotten there has been so amazing. They have kombucha, which I am obsessed with kombucha, and so I'm gonna get that there one time. I need to like go work there. That's like my goal, is to bring my crochet with me and go work at this coffee shop, because I'm such a homebody, and I've talked about this in crocheting chats before, but I need to go work there a little bit and just like experience some people and some daytime. Anyway, we go there like almost once a week. My husband and I typically go on the weekend. We'll go grab a coffee and maybe a breakfast sandwich there or something. They had merch out the other day, and I had never seen merch there before. Really cute, like crew neck sweater, pullover things, some zip up hoodies, stuff like that. And so they had it all out, and they have coffee cups too that they sell, ground coffee, and these like little plants that they propagate, and then they put in these cute coffee cups that you can buy and stuff. So adorable. And the plants are so cheap. They're like $10 at most, and this is big beautiful plant and this big beautiful coffee cup. So anyway, I'm like thinking, oh, this stuff is so affordable, like how fun. That's so cute that they do that. And so I saw this crew neck sweater and I go, I love that. It looks so cozy. It's like maroon. It's very basic. There's nothing really to it. It just has the coffee shop on it. And I thought, I'm gonna buy that. Since moving to Virginia, I haven't bought anything that has like a Virginia or a Washington, D.C. thing on it, really. I don't know. I haven't come across anything that's caught my eye, and this crew neck caught my eye. So I grab it and I'm thinking, oh, this is great. This will probably be like 35 bucks, something like that. And there's no price tag on any of the shirts, any of the hoodies. But just from my observation around me, the stuff around me, I thought, how much could this really be? I go to the counter to pay for it and I set it down. She rings it up. There's a line behind me now, of course, by this point. And she's like putting it in the bag. She puts it in the bag and the price pops up on my side of the Square reader, because they have that like Square kiosk thing, and the price comes up on my side. Come here. Tell me why it was $55.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Tell me why this Gildan sweatshirt was $55, okay? Jaw, floor. Couldn't believe it. I felt like she was like nervous at the price herself, and she was just talking about stuff just to talk about it and like divert me from the fact that it was $55. Like, she's like, yeah, I just got one of these. They're so comfortable. Oh my God, I love them. Like talking so fast all of a sudden. Like I genuinely think just nervous that it was that much. I don't even know if she knew if it was that much. I don't know. Anyway, regardless, I bought it because it was already in the bag, and I felt like, oh my gosh, I can't say no to it in this line. I'd have to go put it back the way the store is set up. Like it would have just been too much. My social anxiety couldn't handle it. So I just bit the bullet and paid the $55 for it. So I have a $55 sweatshirt now, and if you see it in every video, no you didn't, because I need to get my full wear out of it by the time it gets hot again. I mean, it's comfortable and it's cute and everything, but I definitely was not expecting it to have a $55 price tag on it. But that's what you get when you buy something without knowing the price beforehand. So should have known better. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me just being a little more random. Like I said, just receiving all of your letters and notes. I really feel like it kind of reassured me again that you guys are just here to enjoy, have a good time, relax, work on our projects a little bit. I know a lot of you like videos where you don't have to look at the screen the whole time to know what's going on. I'm the same way. I love putting on a video and just being able to casually glance over and be able to work on my project primarily. That's one of my favorite types of videos. So I really hope you feel like you were sitting here with a friend, dressed ridiculously, but a friend nonetheless, just having a good time and working together. I love feeling like that with you guys, even though, you know, we're talking virtually. I hope that you just enjoyed your time here with me. I really, truly enjoyed my time here with you today a lot. I love these. I think I need to bring these back into the rotation at least once a month now after October is over, just to seriously just catch up and talk about silly stuff I don't usually want to put in my videos because it might seem random and kind of out of the blue. But yeah, I just really genuinely had a good time with you today. I hope that you're having a great week, a great month. I just truly could not be more grateful for you guys. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for stopping by today. Like I said, I just hope you had fun. I hope you got a little bit of a laugh. I got a laugh at myself, and so I think that's a win. Thank you so much for letting me take up a little bit of your time here on the internet today. I hope you will come back Monday to see what I'm doing with all these squares. I got through, I think, was it 2.5? 2.5 we got through. I'm on my last round of this last one. So let me know if you made some good progress on your project today, and don't forget to let me know what you're working on, and really don't forget to let me know how you're doing. That's the most important thing. I love just knowing how my friends are doing out there. But other than that, I will be seeing you guys in Monday's video with the results of this project. So until then, take care, have a wonderful weekend, and I will be seeing you soon. Bye.